threat to Russia, if he says that we are a threat, if they announce a meeting of the heads of general quarters of the European countries and the United Kingdom, if they say that they need to use their nuclear weapons or prepare to use nuclear weapons against Russia, this is naturally a threat for us. Unlike his predecessors, who also wanted to wage war on Russia, like Napoleon or Hitler, Mr. Macron isn't being very elegant in his actions. His predecessors stated openly that they want to conquer, to defeat Russia. President Macron obviously wants the same, but for some reason he says that Russia shouldn't defeat France. He says that Russia is a threat to Europe. From time to time, President Macron proudly says that he would call President Putin and he would talk to him. But he has such an opportunity, the line is open, and the President always emphasizes his openness to contacts and dialogue to... Well, we're talking about the NATO expansion, and now President Trump and his team clearly understand that this was the root cause for the conflict, and this is openly stated. While the Europeans, who for some reason decided that the United States has betrayed their interests, and now the Europeans simply prefer to ignore the root causes and the topic of NATO, and instead they are trying to create new coalitions within NATO, and essentially they're creating fighting forces within NATO to be deployed in the territory. And speaking of these unreasonable accusations of Russia that we are preparing for war against Europe and France, President Putin has said many times that this is absolute nonsense. And I think that any reasonable person would understand that Russia doesn't want any war. Russia wants to eliminate the root causes of the situation created by the West in Ukraine in order to suppress the influence and essentially to wage war against Russia.
What the changes in India's population and the differential growth rates.
This city has emerged.
We have a very special guest on the record.
The interview.
The role that the US side played at that point of time.
पूरी दुनिया की नजर.
Assume my phone is tapped, I can probably say hello to Mr. Modi.
आपके भारत पर है.
Episode of Know Your Candidate.
The rising confidence of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Communist China is the greatest threat.
There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremist.
I'm still a little perplexed by why we...
Your daily dose of news from India and across the world. Cutting-edge views and analysis. Tune into HT videos. Click on the bell icon to subscribe.